Coming up this Sunday night, WWE Summerslam on pay-per-view. Let's talk about the event and everything going on in the company right now with WWE superstar Daniel Bryan. Thanks for the time. How's everything going, man?
Everything's going good. How are you?
Good. Are more people calling you Daniel Bryan or still Bryan Danielson?
More people are calling me Daniel Bryan now. It's really strange when people start calling me Daniel and say, "Hey, Daniel, what's going on?" And it's just a strange thing to turn around to.
You've been with the company now for the better part of a year and a half, and I have to say it's been rather interesting. How would you describe it?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride. I mean, I've been hired, called a rookie, fired, brought back, main evented SummerSlam last year, won the U.S. Championship, wasn't on TV much for a while, got drafted to SmackDown, and now I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. So it's had a lot of ups and downs.
Has anybody ever gone quicker from being called a rookie to a veteran within the same company?
I don't know. I felt like even when they called me a rookie, I was still a veteran. It was really bizarre circumstances because I've been, in the business for 10 years at that point.
It wasn't too long ago. It was the 1 year anniversary of your firing from the company.
Right. I know. Several people texted me about that. They said, yeah, a year ago you got fired. I was like, yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Looking back on that incident, how crazy was it, especially with not only the incident, but the fallout and how much publicity it got?
The whole thing was unreal. I mean, literally from going to something that I thought was like, man, this is really impactful, really, really awesome, and then getting fired that week, and then getting all these mad offers to go wrestle all these different places, and then the fan support that I got from the WWE Universe, where they were chanting my name at the very next pay-per-view and that sort of thing. I mean, there was like a 2-month stretch there that was just crazy, and it's even really hard to remember what happened because everything was such a blur and a rush, and I was so busy and focused on so many things.
At the time when that happened, did you think you'd be back with the company?
I was hoping I would be, but I didn't think it would be for like another year. You know what I mean? Like
3-4 minutes. He's on with Fritz right now, and then we're gonna.
Hold on a second. Joe,
serious. Hello,
Joe. We can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
hit
okay.
the wrong button. My fault. Sorry, guys. Back to the show.
No problem.
Right.
That's why we tape these things.
Right.
One of the other things I wanted to hit on with you is obviously, like you said, you've been in the business for 10 years before getting into WWE, and it was pretty much a straightforward. I go out in the ring, I do my business. Now there's a little bit of an evolution of your character. What has that been like for you with WWE to kind of have this character development?
Well, do you know what the actual hardest part for me is? It's actually walking to the ring. And you wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think that walking to the ring is such a hard thing to do. But what's funny is on the independents, walking to the ring is never a big deal because you're at the same eye level as the fans. You just come out of, the locker room, and your entrance to the ring is actually very short. You get in the ring, and people don't necessarily really see you until you get into the ring, right?
Yeah.
And here, you come out, and you're on this giant stage, and everybody is just looking at you, and it's really, and you're essentially out there in spandex underwear, kind of, and then you just walk down to the ring, and it feels like people are miles away, and that's been the hardest thing to adjust to.
And the walk is even longer when you're at WrestleMania. I mean, could you imagine if you're at the Mania in Orlando where they had that huge stage outside that took it's like a quarter of a mile to the ring, it seemed like?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And this year, so I was supposed to wrestle Sheamus on WrestleMania, but we weren't on the actual show, but we did the pre-show match.
Right.
And so we still walked that long entranceway, and it was long, man. It was long. And I had actually experienced something like that before when I wrestled in Japan. I wrestled in the Tokyo Dome in front of like 60-something thousand people. And they had that long entranceway, but it wasn't nearly as long as it was in Atlanta this year. I mean, that thing felt forever.
Obviously, CM Punk has been in the news lately. He'll be headlining the pay-per-view on Sunday night, taking on John Cena with Triple H as the special referee for that. What were your thoughts when you first heard the promo that he did a few weeks ago that got everybody's attention?
You know what? I thought it was awesome. Like, and more so what I thought was awesome about it is he just went out there and he just spoke his mind. And that's the great thing about CM Punk is he doesn't care if I like his promo. He doesn't care if the fans like what he says. He doesn't care if the WWE office likes what he says. He's just going to go out there and say what he thinks. And I think that's what's made this whole thing so captivating. That, and that now there's two WWE champions for the first time, and they're facing off in the main event of SummerSlam. I think it's going to be really exciting. Now that he's used the term pro wrestler, are you allowed to use it again? I'm not sure. You're going to have to talk to Joe about that one. I accidentally say it all the time because it's been so ingrained in my mind to say that, you know, but the WWE does have a very legitimate point as to why they call us WWE superstars as opposed to just pro wrestlers, because we do so much more than what I ever did on the independents. You know what I mean? And like there's so much more media, so many more charities and stuff that we do, and so much going out and doing other things, that it's more than just being a pro wrestler. So it's interesting that they've chose to do that, but you kind of agree with what they're doing. I know he's got the T-shirt that says "Best in the World." I thought that was your tagline. Well, that was my tagline before I came to WWE. So yeah, it's interesting because like they started calling me best in the world. The fans started chanting it in like 2005, and then Chris Jericho. I don't remember when he started doing it, but he started saying he was the best in the world at what he does. And then now CM Punk is the best. He's saying that he's the best in the world. But I mean, really, that's not. It's not such an original thing to say. Yeah, but when you think about it, I'm the best in the world. So it was just funny for me to hear because people used to chant it at me everywhere I used to go, and now you know it's associated with other people. Have you or can you accuse either of gimmick infringement? I don't think so. I think best in the world is common enough, but I'm sure somebody said it before me, so I wouldn't dare. With both you and CM Punk coming from where you did with Ring of Honor and now having the success that you're having in WWE, what does that say for guys like you, what you've been through, and even other guys that are hoping to get that opportunity? Well, what I think it says is that there are a lot of guys out there who you wouldn't necessarily look at and say, hey, this guy would be a great WWE superstar, but they've put in their hard work and they've gotten really good at what they do, and that if you give them an opportunity, they do really well in the WWE. And I think that that's what it says about both of us. You know, there are a lot of guys out there who, because of maybe the way that they look or because people don't think that they'd be very marketable, that WWE may not hire them. But I think with CM Punk, I mean, he's not the most marketable-looking guy out there, but he captivates crowds, you know. And I'm not to the point where CM Punk is as far as captivating WWE crowds yet, but I do a fairly good job for how little time I've been in WWE. And so I'm hoping that that's catching the attention of the WWE office, and they'll start hiring some more guys who have spent a lot of time on the independent scene. How big was it for you to win Money in the Bank recently? Oh, that's the biggest moment of my career. And that was unreal because that crowd was so awesome. And when I grabbed that briefcase and that crowd just exploded, you know what I mean? It was a great feeling. And it also really feels to me like it's me. I'm going to the next level by doing that. You know, I have a chance to be a part of the WWE main event scene after winning Money in the Bank, and I'm really hoping to live up to that. Two last things. What's your thoughts on the new theme song? The new theme song is good. I really liked Ride of the Valkyries, but the fans did not. I can remember the first time I came out to that, and people were literally had their mouths open, and they're like, huh? Like, what? And so it was funny because last week when I came out to it, before people even knew it was me per se, and it was just the music, people kind of cheered because they kind of liked it. And that goes a long way towards helping you out. If people like your music, you know, then, you know, that's going to make it a little easier to cheer for you as opposed to them hearing Ride of the Valkyries and them going, oh, what the heck is this? Oh, Daniel Bryan, we kind of like this guy, you know? Last thing, your Mattel action figure is out. Have you seen it in the box? Okay, yes.
Because you're intense. I mean,
so
the action figure is intense. Your picture on the actual packaging is even more intense.
Wait, is there a new one?
Yeah, there's a new one.
A brand? Okay. So I saw one that came out in June.
Okay.
That was the first one. It was in the WWE Basic Series 11. And then there was a Champions Pack that came out that had me, John Cena, Kane, and Dolph Ziggler in it. And I have not seen the new one that you're talking about. But the one that came out in June, I was so incredibly thrilled. Because really, ever since I was a kid, all I really wanted was to have my own action figure. Right? And the fact that my mom could go places and buy an action figure of me, I just think that's so cool. And she went out to try to find this Target exclusive Champions Pack, right? And everywhere she goes, it's like sold out. And that, to me, is like awesome, you know? And like my friends are calling me, they're like, hey, we're at KB Toys, and we just saw your action figure. This is great, you know? And so, like, it really is, like, for somebody like me, I mean, I'm a pretty basic, humble, simple guy, you know? Like, stuff like that is just, it's really strange, you know, that somebody would want to create this action figure of me and that other people would actually want to buy it, you know? So, it's been a pretty awesome ride.
We're gonna see you at SummerSlam on Sunday?
I will be at SummerSlam. Whether you'll see me or not, I'm not sure. But I had that Money in the Bank briefcase, and I can cash that in at any time. I said I'm going to cash it in at WrestleMania, but I like to hold it over the guys' heads and I can cash it in whenever I want. So, but what I'm really hoping for is a match with Wade Barrett on Sunday.
Well, WWE SummerSlam coming up on Sunday night. CM Punk against John Cena, Christian against Randy Orton among the matches that'll be on the pay-per-view. Thanks for the time, man, and continued success in WWE.
Thank you very much.